Okay, this is the Comedy Busters 781 podcast.
Tuning in.
You're tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thank you for tuning in and not tuning out so far. But we've got
like everyone else in my life.
Yeah, we've got a long way to go tonight. So stay gold, pony boy, and it's yeah. I guess we'll just talk about shit. I guess. I'll put the phone closer to you because you're very quiet and I'm very noisy, as you can gather.
How much memory have I got?
I've got all the memory you could need, but yeah.
You're listening to the Comedy Busters 781 podcast.
It's a very good podcast.
Live from the Little D.
We're live from the Little D, and I'll tell you an interesting story about myself today. I was driving my van today to work, right? I saw a dead kangaroo, and I was like, wow, it's funny how life does that to you. It's like a reference to all the shit that happens in my life. At first, like I had a girlfriend once, and she left me for a better man. And I cannot blame her, since I am very much a capitalist, and I left my last job for a better job, so I cannot blame her. But I thought we had some connection, but obviously she had a better connection with someone else. But
I had an RCA connection, and she had a USB HDMI connection.
Yes, very much. Yeah, I was obviously USB, and her fiance now.
She was the fiance was the $80 HDMI.
He's the USB-C drive.
Oh yeah.
Faster upload. USB 3. So as
solid straight drive.
As a capitalist, I cannot blame her. As a human being, I'm devastated. But there's very little that you can actually do about this in the course of life.
But like the records, they come back.
Like records. So you're like back. The CDs, digital. People were interested in digital. Guess what, baby? It goes the whole way back. Vinyl's back. She's gonna come back to me eventually. with STDs. And
yeah.
Probably, yeah.
From HDD.
Yeah.
USB, bitch.
Yeah. Guess what? New technology breaks, but guess what's around forever? Me, baby.
I'm like a fucking Nokia.
So then she's gonna come back and beg me for my forgiveness, and guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be like, yes, of course, because I really love her.
I respect women.
And I respect women. I love and respect women. I do both.
She loves my little A.
She loves my little D.
It's a little Comedy Busters reference, if you didn't watch the last one.
Yeah, that's a reference. I don't really have a small penis. I'm just clarifying that. Or yes.
Or a radio host.
Yeah. We're making fun of a radio host that none of you would even know, but that's guess what? That doesn't bother me. I'm laughing. My host for tonight, give him a round of applause for being here tonight. He's doing a great job. And anyway, we get the joke, and it's
you're all stupid for not. You are less IQ.
Yeah, you just not as smart as me. I was watching Frasier, right? I was watching Frasier, and with my friend, and she's like, I don't find this funny. And I said to her, well, that's because you don't understand the joke, because you're not as smart as me. Frasier is a show for very smart people like myself. He uses long, many syllable words as the punchline, and I understand the joke because I'm very clever.
And he does a lot of cocaine.
And he does. That's also the joke.
And I do a lot of cocaine, so we're pretty much smart.
Yeah, we're both geniuses. Yeah, because then the joke is Frasier Crane is very, very awkward because he's always on cocaine. I think that's the whole punchline. So it's the running joke of the whole show.
Yeah. When Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future was writing, he said, "We're gonna have your character. Nobody knows it, but you're gonna be on a lot of cocaine."
Yeah, it's gonna be an inside joke. And speaking of being inside, my ex that we were talking about earlier, The HD. I'm joking. I'm not. I was just thought I was being clever, segueing it back to past references, because the past is really important. That's exactly what we do here on Comedy Buster 781. We bring back the past. We bring back nostalgia that makes people feel young again. We are the youth of today talking about the future of the past.
Bring back the comedy.
We're bringing back the comedy.
Busted it.
Busting it up.
From 1781.
Comedy Buster 1776.
Declaration of Independence. Many people don't know this, but there was more than all those other amendments. We had the secret amendment to bust out the comedy. It was every right to bust out the comedy.
Exactly. Like, but people are like, look, I love comedy and all, and I find it very funny what you guys are doing.
It's not
but I have the right to not laugh, and I'm like, that's fair enough. I respect your right to not laugh.
The guy said to me, I don't think comedy is a human right, mate. And I said, look, you can think that, but you're wrong.
Okay. So this homeless guy came up to me the other day, right? He's like, can you please spare some change for me, right? And I said to him, no, I'm not going to support your heroin addiction. And then I used that money to buy Guns N' Roses tickets.
I camped out to buy those tickets.
Yeah.
Next to the homeless guy shooting up heroin.
No. Do you understand the joke? Like the genius behind it. I'll explain the joke. Unlike Frasier, because the joke is I'm saying I'm not going to support someone buying drugs as I'm buying Guns N' Roses tickets, because they're all very, very much addicted to drugs, and they need it to survive and to function properly. That's the actual joke. That's the genius behind the Comedy Buster 781 comedy here. We're busting out the comedy.
Not many people know this, but Frasier used to be a lot longer than every episode. They had to cut it down because Frasier had to stop and explain the joke to everyone, and then they had to cut that out, and he had to do a lot of cocaine.
Like I was sitting with my friend who's not very bright, and we were watching an episode of Frasier. She said to me, "No, please stop playing Frasier." But I was like, "No, I'm going to keep watching Frasier because I'm very smart and I need to be entertained." So I said to her, so I put on an episode and she laughed in it, and I was like, "Well, this isn't right. They must have dumbed it down for her, so for the ratings. It's not the artist's intention." So, like, the people who wrote and directed Frasier are geniuses. They are artists in their own mind. But then the studio got a hold of it and ruined it, like they do with great movies of today. Sony Animation.
Oh, yeah.
Dreadful. Ruining the vision of true art.
You know, Ice Age 1 was classic, and then they came out with Ice Age 2, and...
What was the name of Ice Age 2?
Oh, God, the Squeakle or something? I don't know.
The Squeakle.
Named the rat that they fucking killed every movie.
What was that?
Rat the Scrat? Scrat the Rat.
Scrat the Rat. Scrat Rat.
Yeah, they named it Ice Age 2, the Squeakle, after Scrat the Rat, because every time they killed him, he made that squeak noise. They were very smart.
Is it an acorn that he's always after? so the second...
Yeah.
That's it. It was Ice Age The Meltdown.
Yeah.
That was what it was called. Do you remember the name of Ice Age 3?
No.
Do you remember the name of Ice Age 4?
No.
Do you think that there was an Ice Age 5?
I wouldn't be surprised.
There is an
I think Ice Age 2 was named Meltdown after the director. Fucking lost it.
Well, we need to make a new Ice Age movie. No, we don't need to make another fucking Ice Age movie.
Yeah.
You are the inspiration behind it, my good sir.
We need Dennis Leary, the comedian, as the tiger. He needs to come back, do more drugs.
He's an asshole.
He's an asshole. He needs to be back as Leo the leopard.
We need to pull Ray Romano out of his coffin to do more voice acting.
Deborah!
Deborah!
To my wife.
That tall Robert guy. Who voiced Sid?
I don't know. Fucking loser.
No, we're the losers because we watched it. We supported them and made.
The meltdown was named after I left the theatre crying. It was so bad. Yeah. So, lesson learned: Hollywood is a scam. All those liberals in Hollywood are charging you money when you can just download it.
Why would you go to a theatre when you can just watch Comedy Busters 781? Comedy Busters 781? Is that no,
17.
It's not 76.
1984.
1984.
1984. Comedy Busters 1984. See, folks, you can't jack off in a theatre.
Yeah,
Can at home.
I can. Well, Pee Wee Herman can.
Yeah, Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman.
Poor
He's
fucking-
famous enough to be able to do that and get arrested. And Pee Wee's Playhouse is actually Pee Wee's play around with your genitals.
I think he was in his own movie. He was.
No, it wasn't.
He was watching Pee Wee's Big Herman jacking off.
Pee Wee's Big Adventure. He mistaked it for. He mistaked Pee Wee for penis.
Yeah.
That's why he was jacking off in the movie theater. It was. In all fairness, it was like an X-rated film.
Yeah.
Sorry, and.
They had to cut all the porn. Like.
Yeah. Pee Wee Herman was removed. They had to remove all Pee Wee Herman's artistic.
The frame is actually cropped. The resolution is a bit smaller because just out of frame was his erect penis.
No. You know what? You know who I blame for Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure not being the masterpiece that it should have been? Sony Animation Company. It's fucking Sony Animation destroying the visions of all the artists. Anyway.
It's really important that his penis is being viewed. But, Sony Animation wanted to make a little bit better for families.
Yeah, and guess what? They're not making it better for people like me because I am not amused. Anyway, we'll have to cut the video, cut the comedy busting right there. Thank you for joining us.
Remember, comedy is a human right.
Comedy is a human right. No matter what Hillary Clinton and her phony is trying to tell you, you can laugh at whatever you want. I laughed at some kid falling over, and then I wasn't laughing because he cracked his head. I was bleeding all over the ground. I had to help him.
And it was all over my shoes.
It was all over my shoes. I was pretty pissed off. I was angry, not laughing anymore.
That's enough.
That's not. We're done. We're done.